Maria Solis, and I am the founder of two running organizations. Our focus is really to promote the mental and physical health of the Latino community. So I'm here in the Eastern Colombian Andes, and my quest is really to find an adventure that is something for everybody, because we all have different levels. We're not all hardcore, cyclists or, hardcore marathoners. So I really kind of wanted to find different adventures, find things that really connect people through different sports. And Colombia is honestly the best place for it. So I think one of the first things that I noticed just coming to Bogota is the people on bicycles. This is also how they get around and enjoy life. You can actually tell that there is a love for cycling in this city.
Hello!
How are you?
Nice to meet you, Maria. In Colombia, you can find everything to go with a bicycle.
And everybody's going up a mountain.
Yes.
Today I had the opportunity to bike and cycle with three amazing, kind of hardcore cyclists. They are truly like hardcore at what they do. And they took their time with me. They, allowed me to know that this is for everybody. Sometimes just trekking through some of the portion of the Andes is still an experience that I can enjoy.
Maria, I want to show you this beautiful place.
Beautiful. That's so pretty. Laura, ¿cuál es el encanto de Colombia?
María, de Colombia, aparte de su gente, es su clima, su topografía, el ambiente aquí te atrae, te llama.
To come here and experience a beautiful country, the first thing I see is green. And I already know that with Colombia, there's a lot of color, and being able to take a bike ride through these mountains, it's absolutely beautiful.
I have a coffee, the other passion, bicycle, mechanic, and coffee.
And Colombia is the perfect country to get coffee, especially after a bike ride.
Yes, this is the perfect match.
We went back to her shop and she told me a little bit about her story of her love for cycling. And then we got to sit down and have this amazing conversation with some beautiful, tasty, delicious, aromatic Colombian coffee. Cheers to a great ride today.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you. And as I continued on to this amazing adventure, I got to meet two runners, Alejandro and Jessica.
This is our páramo. This is really high in the mountains.
How many kilometers are we going?
10?
Yeah,
15?
right. That's great.
This is an ancient trail. Indigenous people built it, and they kind of make a connection between one region and another.
So I think what's so beautiful about this trail in general is just that when you start off, it's a little bit of a rocky, dusty road, and you start seeing the old, ancient stones, and you find yourself walking really along history. The weather changes. It goes from sunny at one point to freezing the next point to just so picturesque and clear, and you can see the mountains all around you. And yeah, it's beautiful, The water, like we always say, water is life. So you can see as you go along that road the different beauty of life.
La tierra de Colombia tiene un encanto increíble. Cada paisaje puedes encontrarlo cargado de vida como este escenario. Así que recibir la paz, la gratitud, la esencia de estos escenarios es el encanto de Colombia.
To me, it's just very fortunate. I consider myself very fortunate because this is 30 minutes from my home.
Right.
I just go out, grab my shoes, and start running, and I'm in nature. I can breathe, actually. And you get energized by that.
I think for my community, a lot of times we live in a bubble. And sometimes exploration could just be a few feet out of the door, a few miles. There is something so beautiful out there. There is a charm, el encanto. And sometimes we have to kind of get out of that bubble and take those steps to explore and to see. So on the next steps of the journey, we got into a plane and we got to go to Bucaramanga. As we got out of the plane, you take this trek and you're going through it, and it's this very curvy, wavy road with this beautiful terrain. And then as you go along the river, you get to see, where we ended up stopping was whitewater rafting.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Welcome. My name is Albert,
Maria.
Yes. Can you please put the buckles? Yeah. There, it's okay. So this will be the boat we will use.
And we got to meet an amazing group of people who kind of showed us the landscape of that part of Colombia, and also how you can take different levels of whitewater rafting. From level 1 to people who are pretty hardcore at a level 5/6. They just explained, let's do it with a little bit of joy and happiness. The moment we pass the first rush, we will take our paddles and we will clap them and high five them together.
At the spring, woohoo!
So every time we passed this big rush of water, it was a celebration. I think for anybody who ever wants to find an adventure or a place to travel to, this is the place. It is exactly what it looks like in the magazines. It is beautiful, it is iconic, and it's adventurous. You're not just going to any whitewater rafting place. You're actually meeting the culture, the people. You are having a great time. They're teaching you also the history of the land, of the river. It is so different than anything I've ever seen before. So after this wonderful experience, we got to go in the car and we headed off to this beautiful town of Barichara, which is rustic and colorful. So these type of experiences is not really always about going hardcore in activities. Sometimes you take a step back and you just get to experience the culture of the food and the people.
Entonces Barichara pues también nos ofrece muchas cosas, nos da muchas fuentes de inspiración, ¿sí? El producto, la gente, digamos que este restaurante está muy arraigado al territorio, a las personas, a las costumbres, a las raíces y a las tradiciones, y pues básicamente eso sí se ve muy reflejado en nuestros platos.
So this journey took me to the next place, which is Ubate, and we got to meet Chalas.
Nice to meet you, Maria. Welcome. Welcome to Colombia, and welcome to horseback riding in this paradise.
Thank you.
I have here a little of equipment for you for ride. Typical dress code for the countryside here, okay? Okay, Maria, this is a mule. Her name is La Socia. La Socia is gonna be your partner today, okay? She like you. Say, come on, Socia.
Come on,
Let's
Socia.
go.
Come on, Socia. Vámonos. Socia, venga. Obviously, mule riding is another challenge because I'm usually the type, even on a bicycle, to get off and walk. But when I'm on a mule on a hillside, there is no getting off. You just have to kind of break that fear.
So, Maria, right now we start our ride, and here we have the mountains, Farallones of Gualá. And say, let's go, Socia.
Let's go, Socia.
All these are really traditional routes that used to take our grandfathers. Yeah, the only way to do this type of routes is just riding a mule horse. And you will see Colombia have a lot of mountains and difficult roads.
I think there's something to be said about Colombian people in general. I think anybody who would come here, the first thing they would say is how happy of a people they are and how they embrace you, especially as a foreigner, to their own land. And one of the first things that a lot of them like to do is teach you about who they are. And that could be in a 2-minute conversation. That's one of the first things that you will hear. You can see the love of them wanting to share who they are as a people.
We are still doing the same routes, for example, like Simón Bolívar.
So that you can share a little bit about them to your people.
For me, I love my job, a lot of passion, because for me, horses are all my life. So I think the most beautiful thing that we have in this country is the passionate, the people do all the things.
So this experience has truly taught me that Colombia is a very magical country. It has the most astonishing variety of climates with picturesque landscapes, and the friendliness of its people can truly make a trip an unforgettable experience. I truly find that beautiful to kind of take the pictures, have that experience, speak to people, taste the food, and bring those experiences back and share the beautifulness, especially of this region. So I came here with a quest to really understand this culture and understand this region. And I really want the opportunity to invite people to experience the same things that I experienced and get to meet the same people that I got to meet and explore the same lands that I got to explore and be as fulfilled as I was on this journey.